What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of White Sox Daily. I'm Aaron Feely once again on a bit of a slow news day, but we still got some White Sox news coming at you. Don't go anywhere. We'll start things off with a bit of an update on some news that was already kind of out there. One of the big first signings of the Chicago White Sox this offseason was, of course, bringing in Sean Newcomb to kind of help out the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox just a little bit, to come in and, you know, be a veteran leader in that bullpen, to come in and provide a little bit of left-handed support, which they absolutely have none of to this point. So, it was sort of an underrated, kind of low key type of deal for the Chicago White Sox. Earlier on today, though, the exact specifications of his contract came to light. We already knew it was 1 year, $4.5 million guaranteed, and that was pretty much all that was public knowledge to this point. We ended up getting the full listing here. It is 1 year, 4.5 base and 4.5 guaranteed, with some performance incentives as well, as we'll take a quick look on one of those. He will get a $100,000 boost for start numbers. Each of these comes with that boost: 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and 26. So he earned some bonuses based on start numbers, starting with 8, if he's ever thrown in for anything significant in any portion of the year. He will also receive a $100,000 bonus for each inning after every 10 innings after 60. So it's 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, all the way through 150. He also will receive some bonuses if he were to take home any sort of awards, MVP or Cy Young. He gets another $100,000 bonus. If he were to win World Series MVP, that's a $100,000 bonus. $75,000 bonus if he were to win the American League Championship Series MVP. If he is the All-Star starter, he will receive a $50,000 bonus. If he is selected to the All-Star game, $15,000 in bonuses. And if he is to win the Hoffman Reliever of the Year award, that is a $50,000 bonus. He'll also receive a $25,000 bonus for a Gold Glove award. So the specifics of the contract have come to light. And for anyone that's interested in that type of stuff, there you are. Sean Newcomb's full contract sent out there and made public earlier on today. On to our second bit of news for the day, another name linked to the Chicago White Sox. Here, as far as potential pitching options the White Sox could explore, and a guy that's not going to be particularly popular as an option amongst White Sox fans, but a guy that certainly, as far as the White Sox budget is concerned, fits nicely into the criteria and into that tier level they might be looking to bargain bin shop just a bit. But yeah, we're talking about Yermain Marquez, a guy that has played for the Rockies since 2016, a long tenured veteran, has lots of experience, and a lot of that experience to this point has not been particularly spectacular. Been over a 4 ERA guy all but 2 seasons in Major League Baseball. Had over a 5 ERA 3 times, including the last 2 years consecutively, where both times he was over 6.7 as far as his ERA. Now, some of that you might be willing to take a big risk on. He was a highly drafted player, a guy who was an all-star back in 2021, for what that is worth. That was obviously 5 years in the rear view now, but a guy that also does get hurt just a bit for pitching in Colorado. His numbers are actually better on the road, which insinuates that, much like many pitchers, that Colorado atmosphere not necessarily spectacular for his pitching arsenal. You get a little less spin on those pitches. You get a little bit more carry to the ball when contact is made. It's just not a very polite place to pitch if you are trying to keep your ERA as low as possible. But he's a guy that also, even with his non-moving pitches, his fastball was being hit around quite a bit, over a 300 batting average against him on his four-seam fastball, over 348 on his sinker. So a guy that even when he's just throwing fastballs out there, got hit around quite a bit. But yeah, if you're willing to take that risk, it's a name now being connected to the White Sox primarily because of budgetary reasons. He's a guy that's cheap. He's a guy that could come in here and not cost too much money, keep them under the budget they've already set, while still having just a tiny little bit of potential upside based on, again, being a former all-star player, being a guy that has pitched his entire career to this point in Colorado. There's always the slight chance that you get one of those Rockies pitchers and they can turn it around elsewhere, like a guy we might be talking about a little bit later on in the video. You can see his name over on the thumbnail just to the right side of your screen. But yeah, an upside, kind of the big category of the day, as we'll take a look once again at our next category that we'll talk about, and that is, we got to bring it up again, that right field situation Chicago's got going into next season, where the White Sox are banking heavily, as we've got word from Chris Getz, the thing that he enjoys most about what we've got looking forward to our right field this scenario is the upside. Oh, there's so much upside in this right field platoon. We can't wait to see how it plays out in spring training, see who can really run away with that job, and see if anyone can maximize their God-given talent. And that sort of is what you can probably imagine. Most of the free agents left to be signed for Chicago probably going to fall into a similar category at any position. Expect a whole lot of high draft picks, of former All-Stars, of guys from bad situations, guys that are going to be cheap with the benefit of there's something talent-wise that lets you think, okay, maybe we can fix them approach, if you want to go with that type of verbiage. Obviously, already with Pereira, the guy that is now kind of the odds-on favorite to win that right fielding position for the White Sox in 2026, a guy that hasn't really caught on at the major league level with the Rays or the Yankees to this point, but was a top 5 draft pick by the New York Yankees many years ago. And so the White Sox taking a gamble on him. Maybe he'll finally find his footing in Major League Baseball. He's had 2 rough seasons in the majors. He's been pretty decent in the minor league system for both of those squads to this point. So maybe it was just a matter of time getting him more at bats. And that's kind of been the approach, and it will probably continue to be the approach for the White Sox going forward in free agency. Don't expect any more proven big number signings at this point. But kind of in that same general tier of player, we're now also seeing some potential connections with Tyler Kinley, the reliever, once again from the Colorado Rockies, a guy that you're just banking on that upside. Most recently, he actually pitched for the Atlanta Braves last year after a midseason trade from the Rockies. He's a guy that, once again, the ERA kind of up there, been over 6 a number of times. You have to go back to 2022, the last time he had a really solid season pitching out of the bullpen for them. Held his ERA under 1, and he was actually bounced back to it, a 0.72 in his 24 game appearances with the Atlanta Braves last season. A guy that can come in and give you quality innings out of the bullpen, a veteran, of course, a lot of things that the Chicago White Sox already stated they were looking for. He falls within their budget. He's a veteran player. He's proven he can stay healthy. He's proven he can eat up big, clutch innings. You can use him in 7th, use him in the 8th, high leverage situations. And he's a guy that can be a leader in that locker room amongst those bullpen arms. So a potential option coming to light, another name thrown into the mix, Tyler Kinley. Keep your eye out and keep an eye on him. Let us know how you'd feel about any of these potential signings here. Are you interested in any Colorado Rockies pitchers and what they might bring to the Chicago White Sox this coming season on cheap deals? Let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.